Hello, this is Pastor Peter. Today I wanted to share something that happened this week for me. As some of you might know, that I work as a hospice chaplain. And this week I had the, honor of leading a funeral for one of my patients who died a few weeks ago. This is a lady who's actually relatively very young, in her 50s, and had a cancer and fought bravely for several years, and she came home to be on hospice service, and initially we thought that she might have a little more time, but she did pass away 3 days after coming home. Just on the side, personally, many of you might think that must be really hard, and how, it's really sad. But yes, it is sad, especially for a lady who's in her 50s and died young, really. But it is a privilege and an honor for me to be part of a very sacred and special time for the patient and the family, that they invite me into their life in a very intimate setting, and really get to talk about things that you usually do not talk about in our everyday life, about life, death, and your fears and your hopes and dreams. I was able to thankful that I was able to be there for this lady, and also for the family, as they invited me to be the pastor to lead their loved ones service. But the reason I wanted to just share a little bit today is about the service that we just had, and the conversation I had with her son. She's married with 2 children, and they are grown-ups in their 20s and maybe early 30s. And the son, who lives there with the family, the daughter's married and she lives away from home, but the son was living there with his mother and father, and had to watch and care for her mother as she was passing at home. So it was great that they were able to bring her home, and this is what she wanted to. She didn't want to stay at the hospital, and they took care of her really well for 3 days until she passed away. And I had a conversation with the son at the funeral, and of course it's sad, but he talked about many things, that he misses her and still feels unreal. But he said something kind of that I wasn't ready to hear from this young man. He said, I saw her passing, and so peacefully, and with her faith in God, and not in any, anxiety and restlessness or in fear, other than the pain that we had to help him to be in control. And he tells me that I know I will die one day too, and I want to die like how my mom died. And that kind of took me aback a little bit, because I do hear that sentiment from loved ones, but usually from the older, family members. They're thinking about their life. They know that their days are, getting shorter, and they know that they need to kind of prepare for their eventual passing. And when they see their loved one pass away, let's say their brother or sister or someone, then I might be next, and I want to go. I don't really have any lot of goals or dreams at this point. I just want to live happily and die peacefully, like my loved one just passed away. And they talk about those things, but I usually do not hear that from a young man in his 20s who has many days ahead of him. And I think what happened was, as I was also talking with the patient the 3 days before she passed away, she told me, because when I first went there, knowing that she's only in her 50s, I thought, she must be in a she must be not ready for her passing. She must be living with a lot of regrets or a lot of disappointment, a lot of things that she probably having really hard time accepting her eventual passing. But no, she was actually in a very peaceful state. That she told me that I'm ready to go and I don't have any regrets. My my family's doing well and I feel like I did everything I need to do, and now I'm ready to go to be with the Lord. Whereas the family were not ready. The family were encouraging her, do not give up. We need to do something more. We need to take you back to the hospital. Are you sure that you don't want to get any more treatment and things like that? Even though, she really didn't have any option. But some family members are just not able to let go or to have the peace. But the son, I think, seeing his mother coming to that place of peace and being able to let go in those last few days and being able to really turn her faith to God even more and having the hope in God's promised land, I think for the son to see that, it really made an impression on him, along with all of course, the grief of losing your own mother. So he tells me that one day when I die, I want to die peacefully, without regrets, like my mother did. And I thought that was really precious. I'm sure there are many things that she probably still wanted to do for her son, many things that she wished that she had more time to do with him. And maybe she didn't even think about this, but the way that she approached her own passing, the way that she turned her faith to God even more in those remaining days of our life, in that suffering and in that agony, in that fear. She probably had fear too, but that left an impression on her son as a gift. I thought it was a precious gift that he can take with him forever, to know that you can complete your days in a very peaceful and fear less ways. And we talked about, because I'm a pastor, we talked about, I think about that too. And I told him that in my mind, we cannot really have that peace at the end just all of a sudden. Your mom had that peace at the end because she lived a life of faith throughout her life. So we kind of talked about how it really gives us motivation to live our life as faithfully and as spiritually meaningful and genuine ways, and also learn how to practicing the discipline of letting go, learning how to let go, learning how to trust God, learning how to really turn to God throughout our lives. Then when the time comes, we will be able to die peacefully like how your mom did. So I guess my learning from this experience this week was just how even in death, there's a precious life, a gift of life that can be given to your loved ones. In this case, this mom and her faith and her peace was transferred and multiplied in the lives of her beloved son, and it's something he can take with him rest of his life. So just wanted to share that, and I pray that all of us, and it was kind of encouragement and reminder for me too, that I want to live this life in such a way that I can continue to live and also die with a sense of peace that only God can give us. And God bless you, and you take good care. We'll see you next time. Bye.